Hello and welcome back to another ProcureTech Wonders. I am Amanda Prochaska and I am so happy to have Marcelo here with me today from TrueLogic Software. I almost said Software Solutions. I don't know why, but TrueLogic Software here with me today. And we are going to go through our common way of doing these videos if you haven't joined us before. So we do 15 minutes of hot seat with Marcelo. He's going to answer all the questions about TrueLogic software. And then what we're going to do, it's a little bit of a switch up from normal, but the last 15 minutes, we're going to go through a case study versus a demo. So Marcelo, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure, but,
Okay.
but we'll see. I'm
right,
optimistic. I'm always optimistic.
Fair enough. So why don't we just start with a brief introduction of yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, first of all, thank you for having me here, for the opportunity. I mean, we met a few months ago in Vegas in an event, and well, I'm excited to be part of the of your show. So,
Yeah.
well, so about me, my name is Marcelo. I mean, as you can guess, I mean, I'm not from the US, also from because of my accent. I'm from Argentina, from the very south of America, from Buenos Aires. I was born here. And well, I mean, about myself, I'm 42 years old. I'm married. I have two kids. I love sports. I used to play polo. I also used to be a magician. I'm now into paddle. I don't know if you heard about this new sport. It's like a racket sport. It's like the pickleball
Oh,
version for Latins. I mean, in Spain, it's very popular. In Argentina, it's very popular, and hopefully it will be very popular in the US because I'm investing in a company around this as well. So yeah, I'm very passionate about sports, and well, I'm a software engineer. I'm the CEO and founder of TrueLogic.
Mhm.
Basically, you say TrueLogic Software Solutions. That was the first name we had 21 years ago when I started the
Okay.
company. I was almost a kid when I started the company from Buenos Aires. So in the beginning it was TrueLogic Software Solutions, then it was TrueLogic Software, and now it's just TrueLogic, or we are getting into a new phase of the company where it will be just TrueLogic. I will tell you more later.
Okay.
I'm based in Buenos Aires, so I lived all my life here, but basically at some point in my life I decided to start doing business in the US. So from Buenos Aires, flying over to the US every
Wow.
month to meet people in the West Coast, in the East Coast. So I have so many miles, almost 1 million miles with American traveled, and and well, that's basically me.
Wow.
Yeah, after 21 years, I'm still running the company, and but every year is a new challenge, and it's like a new company as well. So we can get into that
Oh,
probably
for
in
sure.
your next questions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a true entrepreneurship right there, right? Like founding a company every year is a new year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost
And
every week. Yeah.
yeah, and remind me, I have someone to introduce you to after this, who optimizes your miles so you can get the best use out of all those points and miles back and forth.
I
So
love that. I
yeah.
mean, as you can imagine, as a as a frequent flyer, I mean, miles are a very important thing in my life. So yeah,
Yes.
I'll be
Okay.
happy to speak with that person.
All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to start the timer so we can go on to the hot seat now. 15 minutes. We're going to run
Okay.
through these questions and I'll let you know how we're doing on time as we go throughout the questions, okay? All
Okay.
right, so timer has started. So what does TrueLogic do? And can you introduce a little bit about the company and its mission?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Mhm.
well, as I told you, every year is a new year, and Trilogy has been evolved. I mean, 21 years is a long time. Uh, how we started, Trilogy was a software factory, building software from Latin America, from Buenos Aires, from Argentina, actually, in those days, for companies in Argentina, in Latin America, in Europe, and in the US. And then I mean, with the experience and with working with different companies and countries, we understood that the US market was the best fit for us because of the time zone, because of the culture, because of the way of doing business. Latin America is complex in terms of the economy, the politics. I mean, the culture. I mean, it's not that
Yeah.
straightforward as the American culture. And I felt very, very, very connected with the American way of doing business. And then we decided, okay, let's do it. I mean, let's work from Argentina to the US. And basically, I started traveling and meeting with companies in the US. Initially, the main goal was outsourcing, right? Outsourcing software development services. In those days, Latin America didn't exist as a outsourcing destination. Outsourcing was India, right? Offshore was India. Latin America, I mean, for most of the of the Americans, of the people from the United States, because actually we are all from America,
Right.
but they didn't know about Argentina too much, and they didn't know about Latin America too much. And basically, for me, it was a big process of like education, right? I mean, educate our clients and showing them that we were very strong in tech, that we had a very similar culture, that our English skills were good enough to work with them, that the time zone was so convenient, right? I mean, working in your same time zone is huge, right? I mean, you can collaborate, and actually, it's not that different. I mean, having someone seated, I mean, if you're in New York, having someone seated in, I don't know, Buenos Aires or Sao Paulo, than having someone there, maybe in Atlanta or even New Jersey, right? So, but when we started, remote work was not that common, right? And companies wanted to have the people there in their offices with them. So basically, we started building products and projects for our clients. Our very big client, and I think it was like a big milestone for us, was the Television Academy with the Emmy Awards.
Okay.
So we were having conversations with them, and then they came like a month before their show, like the annual Emmy Awards show. They came and say, "Hey guys, I mean, we want to build a mobile application." This was in maybe 2009 or 10, like a long time ago, right?
Okay.
In those days, mobile applications, I mean, were there, but was not as mature as it is today. So many companies didn't have their mobile app. So they say we have a very limited budget and a very limited time frame for this project. And we were like a small company. We were very young, and we said yes, of course we'll do it. And well, we built this mobile application for them. It was a very successful project. We were also very lucky to go to the Emmy Awards, right, and to be part of that big event that is very, very famous. And then with that, it helped us a lot to start gaining like a reputation in the US, right? So after that, I mean, you go and speak with another company, say, hey, so yeah, we are the company that are working with the Emmys. Everyone knows the Emmys in the US.
Yeah.
So that was a very big project that I think helped us a lot to start, growing in the US. And basically since then we have been again building projects for different clients, mobile, web, but following this model, right? Argentinian talent in the beginning, then we expanded into other countries like Colombia, Mexico, Brazil, Latin American talent, American and like US clients.
Okay. So tell me, with all of that said, how do you differentiate yourselves between yourselves and your competition? So how are you different from your competition?
Yeah, I mean, from the far, all the companies look like the same, right?
Right.
Because and the service we provide seems very straightforward, and that there is not much difference between one company and the other. So the way I see this is, I mean, there are many small things that make a huge difference. I mean, I personally, I'm very pragmatic, right? In the way I see the world. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not that good. But basically, I think in our space, in the services space, the talent, the people you have working for you is what make the whole difference.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So it might sound very simple, but if you hire great talent, you can compete in this space and be a winner, right? I mean, we are one of the biggest companies in Latin America, right? And the way we build this is by hiring the best talent in Latin America. And it means that we are not like other companies that have this pyramidal model where they have like one very senior guy and below this person have a few of, senior but not that senior people, and then below them a bunch of junior people. Right. So that pyramid that works for the big consulting firms is not what we do, right? I mean, we don't want to compete with that. I mean, we started following that model, but then eventually we understood that if we really want to be part of the companies that are basically shaping the future, building cutting edge projects, I mean, you really need key contributors that become part of our teams and they make a difference there. And you can only get that if you have very strong talent. So we only hire very strong talent. That's one of the key things. The second thing is that we ask our clients to approve our people, right? So it's not that we show you a presentation and I come and I say very nice things and then I ask you, Amanda, believe me, we are great, right? So, and the reason why we ask our clients to interview our people is because what is great for me maybe is not great for you, right? And maybe what works for one company doesn't work for another company. You have your own style, your own methodology, your own culture.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not just about technical skills. It's a way of doing business. It's a way of communication. There are so many things. So we ask our clients to interview and approve every single team member, right? And then we don't switch those resources. We keep them. And we are very good on keeping them, right? So our attrition rate is lower than 6%.
Wow.
Right? That's
significant.
Why? And we have a low attrition rate because a few factors. Number one is we work with great clients, interesting projects, right? And we ask our clients, we know that we are from Latin America, right? But don't give our people the shitty things to do, right? They're great. So give them exciting things to do.
Right.
And they will add value to you at a fraction of the cost you pay for the other resources, right? So, take advantage of the value we bring to the conversation. So that's number one thing. Number two is, I told you, we are very pragmatic. We pay very well.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, we don't sell, I don't know how we sell it in English, but we don't sell mirrors of colors. Probably there is a way to say that. But, if you want to have great people, you have to be respectful and you have to pay a good compensation. It doesn't matter if they are located in a very big city or if they are located in a very small town. I mean, we pay our people because of what they know, right? Because of the value they bring to the conversation. So, and this is great for us because in Latin America, you have some huge cities, but then you have a lot of people that are from smaller cities that maybe in the past, they didn't have the opportunity to make good money and also to work with great companies. And TrueLogic comes to connect, these people that are great, but they want to be maybe close to their families, right? In Latin America, the family culture is huge. So they can add a lot of value, be with their families, bring prosperity to their families and to their communities, while, helping huge companies in the US to build well, I want to mention some brands, but, the most important AI companies in the world and the most important mobility companies in the world, I mean, are powered by our people that are maybe in a small town in Brazil, right? And for me, that's huge.
That is significant. I love how your eyes lit up when you were talking about your people. It's just fun to see as another founder. So you've already mentioned that the United States is your target market. But within the United States, do you have certain size of companies that you target, certain industries?
Yeah. So basically, I mean, the US market is our main market. Mid to large companies is where we are focused. But at the same time, I mean, if there is like a startup and they are, again, as an entrepreneur, I mean, I love to work with startups, right? So if there is a startup and they have some funding, right, and we can help them, I mean, I love that. So sometimes I will work with big teams of maybe 50 people or more, like for a big operation, for a big company. But if a small company comes and say, hey, Marcelo, we need to build this team to build this product, and maybe they just need 2 or 3 people. I mean, for us, it's also great. I mean, and also, I mean, it's not a favor, right? I mean, for me,
Right.
that distribution is also very interesting because when you have a big client, at the same time, you give them a big power, right? So if you have like
Right.
smaller accounts, I mean, the risk is lower. That's something I learned over the years. I mean, to not have companies, clients with more than 10% of our revenue. So smaller clients, I mean, it's also something that we like. But I would say that, companies, again, mid companies and above is the area where we are more focused.
Okay. And then how do you price? And I know I'm not looking for like numbers here, but generally, what's your pricing mechanism look like?
Yeah, it's actually very simple, and we're trying to make it even simpler, right? I mean, the idea is we assign people. So I mean, we could have multiple engagement models. We have 3: staff augmentation, managed services, and then projects, right?
Okay.
When it's project, I mean, it's very simple, and basically, there is a project, we estimate it, and we send our clients a quote, and it's it, right? Then staff augmentation is per person per month. So and it includes everything. It includes the hardware. It includes, obviously all the onboarding, I mean, everything, all the trainings, everything is part of the pricing. So for the client, it's just, one invoice per month for the team, and super straightforward. And then with managed services, is very similar, right? I mean, it's according to the model, obviously, but this is very simple, and we love. I mean, I'm a simple person, right? I mean, when I speak with my lawyers, I tell them, I mean, put the contract in a way I can understand it, right? I mean,
right.
Because
100%.
In my opinion, I mean, aligning expectations, and as a person from Argentina doing business in the US, I mean, expectations and being clear and aligned, right, is for me super important, and is what makes you fail or not. Aligning expectations, and in the pricing, I think structure is also like that. I mean, it has to be super simple, and that's how we work. A typical engagement is, hey, Marcelo, we need a team of 10 people. And then we say, okay, this is the cost per person, the cost per month. I mean, sometimes some people need the cost per hour. So again, it's very, very simple. And obviously, in terms of, I mean, how we get there, it's also very simple. But basically, we have the cost of the compensation plus some overhead plus our margin. The market is pretty standard on that, and we try to be very aggressive because we are willing to grow. We grew a lot over the last years, and well, now we are part of a public company, right? And growth is obviously super important. So driving growth is important. Obviously, pricing is an important strategy to make it happen.
Okay. All right. So you just mentioned the acquisition, but why should we be excited about where you're going? Can you tell us a little bit about the future here?
Yeah, absolutely. So a few things. I mentioned something before. You said TrueLogic Software Solutions in the beginning. We started as a tech company developing software. Then we understood that it evolved from like the typical software factory into something more agile, more like integrated into our clients. Something that my team says is that we don't bolt on, we build in. Our teams are embedded, right? Not outsourced.
Oh, I love that.
We are like part of our clients. We are part of their teams. I mean, and we share their mission, we share the culture. So, and then from a software factory, we understood that a big piece of our secret sauce was not just about our processes on how we build software, was around our process on how we identify the best talent, right? So without, I mean, thinking about it, we ended up being a recruiting agency, right? Or actually a software company, but one of our engines was like a recruiting agency that is part of our team. We have a team of about 20 recruiters that are part of
Wow.
TrueLogic. So identifying and I mean, also we have a big database of Latin American talent, and we
Hmm.
have a big process about interviewing and making sure that people are great. So, uh, and with this, we understood that we can hire talent, tech talent, but also we can hire creative talent, and we can hire also accountants, right? So now that we are part of Stagwell, they came and said, "Hey, can you help us to build this team of like this finance hub in Latin America?" And we said, "Actually, we are not experts in that field, but no, I think we can." And then in
Yeah.
about a month, like a month or 2 months, we ramp up a team of like 20 people just for them, right? And Stagwell is a public company, and this basically is a holding with more than 100 companies, and most of them are creative agencies, right?
Okay.
And we are a tech
Interesting.
company into that world of creative people. And the challenge was, hey, can you know, ramp up teams of designers? And
Right.
we said, well, I mean, I think we can, right? I mean, we should be able to do that. So we started creating those teams of production designers, and we have now graphic designers in Latin America. Again, I don't want to mention the brand,
Yeah.
but it's that are working with probably the biggest brand in the world, right? From Latin America. So the dynamic that we have as a company, that's what I told you, every week, like every year, we are like a different company because
Right.
from waterfall projects on tech to ramping up teams of graphic designers to work for the best brands in the world. And now we're in the process of maybe creating like a creative hub in Latin America to do production design for very big companies as well and agencies. So we are always evolving. Um, I think that what companies and clients should like about TrueLogic and also our like talent is that we are always moving, right? I
Hmm.
mean, and we have a startup mindset uh, with a team of more than 600, maybe we are today 700 people, right? And we are part of a multi-billion dollar company,
Right.
but we still are nimble, we are still flexible, we can move fast, and I am still eager to create new things. I mean, to learn, right? That's also part of the decision process when I sold my company,
Hmm.
because I wanted to keep learning. And when you are the boss, I mean, I started the company when I was 20.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a boss, like a mentor in my life, right? I had to basically learn from
Learn.
friends, from family members, but I didn't have like people with more experience than me helping me on a daily basis. So and now I'm part of this big group. I deal with great people, and in this learning process, there is something new always. So now this year we launched a team in India, right? Because we saw that some of our clients they were willing to start working with resources in India because basically cost. Um, so now we have teams in India, and we will probably be expanding into Europe as well next
Okay.
year. So there is always something new. But again, I mean, I think what I like from my work and from my company is that we are flexible, we are very agile, uh, but at the same time, we are part of a big company with very, deep pockets and the security that that type of company provides. And they allow me to keep running the company
Yeah.
with my mindset, and they're very good at that. I mean, I've been here for a long time now. I mean, like 4 or 5 years with them, and I'm an entrepreneur, right? I mean, most of the founders in other
Are
groups
gone.
they leave, right? They
Yes.
get the
Yeah.
money and they leave. And to be honest, I'm super happy to be here. TrueLogic is my baby, and I'm super happy to be here and seeing it grow.
Okay. One last question before we get into the case study here. So I
Yeah.
always love to reflect on lessons learned, right? And you've engaged with a lot of leaders, a lot of companies over the years. What's the most common mistake leaders make when they engage with a service like yours? And what can we learn from it?
Yeah. So I mean, I mentioned it before, right? But I think the biggest mistake is that they are trying to compare apples to apples. And that's very difficult because
Yeah.
you put three companies together, right? TrueLogic, A, B, and C, right? We come all the three with the same deck and the same pricing, same everything.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, right? What matters is what resource, what people you will put there to basically build this for me. Uh, and um, and some companies are very smart on creating great decks and being very aggressive on the pricing. But if you don't charge your client what you have, then you can't pay your people what they worth, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
or you will have a high attrition rate, or they won't be able to just assign you the right people. So again, be very careful on the people that are actually working for you, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that they are respecting these people and paying them like a good comp and so on. Because at the end of the day, our clients are willing to have great people for a long time. Ramping up a person, it's not like a few days, right? It takes
Right.
time and they are fully productive. It's
Right.
months, right? So sometimes we see clients coming and say, hey, well, we saw from this other company that they are charging 20-30% less than you. And then we explain to them, right? Yeah, maybe they can, but maybe can they scale with you? If you want to add 5-10 more
Right.
people in 2 months, are they going to be able to keep hiring and assigning you the same quality of people with the budget? So the answer is no, right? Because there are no shortcuts here, right?
Right.
You can have one cheap resource that you are paying him low salary, but that doesn't scale, and I think it's not the right way of doing business. So be very careful on that. And then on the credentials, I always tell people, my friends and so on, talk with clients, right?
Right.
Do your background check and due diligence, and make sure that what they are saying is true, because when you're selling services, basically it's about building trust, right? It's about
It is.
selling, and
It is.
then yeah, and you can be great on doing that, but then at the end of the day, you have to deliver a service. And to be honest with you, it happens to me. We, especially I would say in the marketing sector, we try to work with vendors, to help us with different initiatives, and all of them are great before working, right?
Yeah. Before working with
And
them.
they are,
Yes.
and 99% of them are very bad on delivering, right?
Yeah.
And I think that, what tells, the story about that is, we have clients that have been working with us for so many years,
Yeah.
and people that have been working with us for so many years that, again, I think that's a reflection of our values, right? The way we respect our clients, the way we respect our people. We are not here for a 1 year high growth and sell the company. It took me 21 years to get here. Again, no
Yeah.
shortcut. And that's my mindset, and that's how we do business. We are real, we are pragmatic. We charge our clients, what is fair and what will guarantee us and our client that we'll be able to deliver the service they need, and also to pay our people the compensation they they also need to have a good living,
Mhm.
and to also to not be changing and jumping from jobs here to there.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. I love this. Actually, my team and I just yesterday we were having like a marketing strategy meeting, and I was like, the number one thing that people say to us is that they trust us, but it's hard to market, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting. It's
everyone
so
everyone tells us, yeah, no, people, yeah, they trust. But again, I think
yeah,
the way to show that, yeah, if you have clients that have been working with you for years, I
right.
mean, and I think that's a good
That shows.
a good KPI
Yes,
to
it
show.
is.
Yeah.
It is absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over. We went a little bit over time there, which I was okay with because we were getting into some good conversations. But I do want to turn it over to you to do the case study so we can learn a
Okay.
little bit more about the results that you all have been providing to your clients.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So, okay, as I told you, I'm not an expert with Teams, so I hope it
Yes.
will work.
Yes,
Can
it
you,
is.
is it
Yep, I
working
can
now?
see can see it just fine.
Okay, perfect. All right, so basically, this is a case study of one of our clients. I mean, this company is Zenfolio. I don't know if you heard of them, but they are basically the biggest company in this space. I mean, they are like Shopify for photographers, for professional photographers, right? But they're the biggest in the world. So if you have a wedding or if you have an event, I mean, you can go to this place and you can use the platform to book a photographer, or the photographer will use this platform to show you the photos and then to to sell the photos to you and to get paid and so on. So it's a big platform and has been there for a long time. And basically, what I mean, we started working with them on a very small engagement. I mean, basically, they were working with the team. I think it was in Ukraine, if I remember properly. And then, it didn't work. I mean, they have some issues, time zone and quality. And then they decided to try with us, with TrueLogic. I remember that before working with them, we were working with another company, and by the end of the year, that other company had a big problem. They called and say, "Hey, Marcelo, I'm sorry, but we have to terminate the agreement because they didn't have money to continue." And well, I mean, I started working with them, I think, in January, so we were lucky to we were able to reassign the team like in a week, and again, basically, we were supporting them for it was many years ago. So basically, we started working with them, supporting them, right? Basically, augmenting their software engineering team and helping them to basically to maintain their platform. But the platform was an old platform, right? Like a 15-year-old legacy platform, all technologies, and basically, new versions built on top of the previous one. So very difficult to maintain with a lot of bugs and, impossible to scale. So the challenge for us was we had to, at some point, keep running the legacy platform, right, while building the new one. And they came to us with that need. And then we had to ramp up a team, what was like 15 people to make it happen. I mean, and basically having like running the whole structure from our side. So we had a leader, and we had like architects, and we had all the different roles that were needed to design this new platform, while we had another team just maintaining the legacy platform. So we had multiple agile teams to build and launch and so on. So this solution was basically a cloud native application, right? To basically, again, be able to scale and to last maybe for another 10 years. And this is how we developed the Zenfolio 2.0. We call it the next Zen. And it was a CMS platform to enable, again, photographers to build and manage and showcase their portfolios, right? But the portfolios is if they go to your wedding or your birthday party, they took the photos, and then you go there and you buy it. Actually, I was impressed. My sister, she lives in Toronto, and it was a celebration in the family, and the photographer he was using, Zenfolio, our platform, to share the picture of the party. Yeah. So yeah, when you see brands that you work with, that are impacting the life of people, for me that's huge, and that it's a big driver for me as well. So basically, we developed this platform. We did this big revamp of this e-commerce platform that was huge for them. Obviously, velocity was very important. Quality was very important. All the QA was very important. And basically, they rely on us. Again, we had a team of like 20-something people just to build this for them. And then this last product, that is a photo booker, that is basically a booking platform, a booking marketplace for photographers. right? So we also built, everything for them. So we're basically building all all the company from the ground, right? To last again, to replace existing solution that they had to and to prepare them for the next steps. And basically, with these, they were able to again to continue leading the market, and they were also acquiring other companies as well. So they were able to integrate everything into this. But again, having the right tools with the right architecture that allows you to scale, it was very important. And obviously, pricing was super important for them. So we found a way to create a model that allowed them to build all of this, without spending all the money. This company is based in Silicon Valley, right? So you know how expensive it is to hire a front-end developer I think they are in Menlo Park. So you know how expensive is that. So, well, we were able to basically help them build this, maybe spending 30% of the cost they were gonna spend, in locally there in Silicon Valley.
Right.
So basically, the impact of what we have done with that. So we accelerated this digital transformation, right? So we delivered these new platforms, modern, obviously with new UX and basically allowing them to add other services into their offering. This team of, again, more than 20 people. This is very important. It took us 1 month to ramp up this team of 20 people, right? So
That's
imagine
insane.
how
That's
long
so
it would
fast.
take, to recruit 20 people in New York, in Vegas, or in San Francisco. It takes a long time. So, and beyond this specific project, it takes us between 1 to 6 weeks to ramp up new teams, right? So sometimes our clients, are in the need of velocity, and we are always trying to reduce that time, and that's something that keeps me awake at night. How we reduce the ramp up time, because most of the time when you start working with a new client, you need velocity, you need to react very quickly, and every client has a different need. They need different resources, with different skills. So moving fast is one of the biggest differentiators we have. And well, now we are obviously using a lot of AI tools and other things to be able to, again, to move fast in that aspect. So another important thing is that they had a partner, I think it was in Vietnam, right? So when we work with our clients, it's not just working with the client. We are part of the ecosystem that they have, and we are fine with that. So we collaborate with them. Sometimes we have to replace people, from other vendors. Sometimes they have to replace people from us. So I think that collaboration is key. And as I said before, we are embedded, right? So we behave as them. We behave as part of the company, and we do whatever they have to do. But being in Latin America, and this company was in the West Coast, so we are 4 to 5 hours ahead of them, right? So they, and for them, working with Vietnam, it's almost impossible, right? Because of the time zone difference. But we are closer, right? So we were like in a position where we were able to interact with them, and interact with San Francisco, and keep the communication open and the project running. And that was also very, very important. And well, this project, again, was super challenging for us, and we started working on this before COVID, right?
Okay.
And something very interesting is that when COVID hit, most of the companies, they have to change the way they were working, and working remote, and so on. It was a big disruption for most of the companies. But for us, it was something that we were doing for years. So COVID didn't have any disruption in the service, any change. We were able to continue working as before, even with that crazy world we had to live in 2020. But again, I mean, working remotely and
Right.
basically, so that is something that, again, now is super normal, and now we are connected on Teams and it works. We have been working remotely for 20 years, right? We were using
Right.
Skype in those days. So we were born with that. And obviously, again, something that they didn't mention before, but maybe this is for another conversation, but AI, right? And the impact that AI we have in the future of software development and coding and so on. So just, to mention one thing around it is that, all our engineers are trained to use AI coding tools, right? And the way I see this is that this this will allow us and our clients to accelerate the productivity and accelerate the digital transformation and accelerate all the different processes, right? Because obviously coding is changing, right? I mean, AI coding tools are getting better and better. And while we are not in a position yet to say, okay, AI coding, is already is perfect and AI will replace coding. Coders, I don't think so.
Right.
But I think that the role of the software developers will become more like supervisors and the people running the AI coding tools. And I think we are very lucky because since we have all very senior people, I think these people, the senior engineers, they will be the supervisors of the AI coding tools. So there's also something that we are very invested and we are keeping investing and in training our people, because I see the future of Logic and our people on obviously using AI coding tools to basically accelerate the productivity and the value we add to our clients. So well, here, if some comments from Keith. Keith is the CTO of Zenfolio. And it's well, I will read, but you have not only the management capability, but also an understanding of the actual deliverables and making sure that the deliverables stay on track. So project management is critical. I would recommend TrueLogic to anyone that has significant high-tech development project that they need to undertake. This is not just building a website; it's building a platform, a strong backend, a strong database, and so on. Working with a team that has the same philosophy of a product development, the nearshoring and capability really helped us. So it's not just, it's a people, right? It's a service we provide, but it's everything, right? It's aligning expectation, aligning the way we work together, and so on. So this is it. I can speak forever, Amanda. Sorry.
That's okay. No, this was really good. It made me smile at points, because as a fellow entrepreneur and founder in the services space, it's like some of the stuff that you were talking about was like, oh, that so rings true to me right now. And I'm sure a lot of people who are listening today are curious around how to get in contact with you or learn more about TrueLogic. So can you give us that really quickly as we wrap up?
Absolutely. Our website is truelogic.io. So that's super easy, and there you will have all the contact information, and then you can always find me on LinkedIn. I'm trying to be very active there. Now I'm posting a lot, so Marcelo Tribuj on LinkedIn, and feel free to follow or connect. I'm producing a lot of content around AI and how we are impacting our clients as well. So that would be another way to stay in touch.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time today and for sharing your passion with us. And man, 20 plus years building TrueLogic. Thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you so much for our time. I had a great time here with you, and I hope we can meet again next year in Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.